Welcome to acthelpcenter.com. My name's Dave Bobbitt, and I'm the president of the company. The purpose of this video is to tell you what we do and how our program works and give you an example of it. So it is a live online ACT prep program that will be interactive in the fact that if you have a question, you can just type it in. It feels like it's one-on-one. It feels like it'll just be me teaching you a subject like math, but in reality there'll be other people watching at the same time. So the program is scheduled to be 1 week before the next test. So every time there's an ACT, we'll have our class 1 week prior to that. The reason we do that is because we want it to be fresh. All the tips, all the refreshing that we give you, want it to be fresh for when you take the test. Our idea is we want to build confidence and reduce anxiety to the students so that when you get ready to take this test, you're going to be as confident as you possibly can, and we're going to try to reduce your anxiety. Building confidence helps reduce anxiety, but we do some things to make you feel better about the test. So here's what you get. We take an 8-hour class, and we break it down. For part of it, we break down the ACT. We'll tell you what the ACT is, what it's not, how to get ready for it mentally, physically. We're going to teach you general test-taking strategies that will help you just in general of tests that you'll be taking, not even just the ACT, but other tests. And then we'll give you specifics for each particular portion of the ACT. It is an 8-hour program, and how we break that down is we'll take part of the time and talk about the ACT in general, but the breakdown is 4 2-hour classes. So we have 4 different classes that you're going to be getting, and they are 2 hours long. And the reason we do that is we'll give you breaks, and we don't want you to be overwhelmed with 8 hours worth of work all at one time for sure. The breakdown on the classes is as follows. 2 hours will be English and reading, 2 hours will be science, and we dedicate 4 hours and we have 2 2-hour classes for mathematics. We think that math is something that a lot of people need a little extra help with, so we have an extra class for that. So without further ado, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to show you an example. This is a recorded webinar as we speak. So I'm going to show you an example of maybe working a math problem and letting you see what it looks like live, and that you'd be able to ask a question. So this would be a typical math question. This is off a retired ACT test. And I would look at this and say, I would read the question and say, what is the slope of a line? 4x equals minus 3y plus 8. And all I have to do to explain this problem is I'll work it out to people, and we'll talk about slope of the line. You want to put this in what we call a slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. M would be the slope, and this b would be the y-intercept. That's why it's called the slope-intercept form. You need to know this for the test. There'll be a couple of different examples where it's handy to know this. So we'll take the equation. It's 4x equals minus 3y plus 8. And we want to get the y on one side and the x and the number on the other side. So probably the easiest way is to, in this particular example, would be to add 3y to both sides. That gets it away from this side and puts it on this side. So we're going to add 3y, and whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side. So we're going to add 3y over here. This 3 didn't write very well. Okay, so now I have 4x plus 3y on this side, and I have just 8 on this side. Now I want to move this 4x over to this side, so I'll subtract 4x from both sides. Again, we have to do it from both sides. So now what that's going to leave us is 3y. 3y equals minus 4x plus 8 on this side. So now what we want to do is now we know what 3y is, but we want to know what y is. So we divide both sides by 3. Divide this by 3. Again, both on these 3's cancel out, and it leaves me y on this side. And here I'll have minus 4/3 x plus 8 divided by 3 here. Now we have it in the y-intercept form, the slope-intercept form. So this is our slope right here. Now sometimes if you're real familiar with this, you'll be able to look at it and not work all this out, but that's how you would work it out. The purpose of me showing you this is just to show you what it looks like and what it might sound like. And then, of course, if you had a question, you just type in the question, and then I would answer it. Okay, there's a quick rundown on what we do, how we do it. We'll be happy to answer your question. Just call the 800 number and you can speak with me personally. Okay, thank you very much and have a good day.